Number 10. Blood Lad.
一撃で消し飛ぶようなでけえのを一発ぶちかますてろよ
From its exterior, Blood Lad looks like just another cliche vampire anime, but in actuality, it's one of the best anime I've ever watched. Even though this anime contains the classic ecchi female and overpowered male protagonists, do not judge this series by its cover. The basic plot of the series is as follows. The vampire Stas is one of the most powerful district bosses in the demon world, fending off everyone who dares challenge him. But secretly, the fearsome Stas is obsessed with human culture, especially video games, manga, and honestly, everything that comes from Japan. When a Japanese girl wanders into the demon world, Stas can't wait to meet the human and learn everything he can about her world. Unfortunately, before he's able to ask her anything, the girl is killed by one of his would-be usurpers, leaving just her bare soul behind. Stas vows to help the girl restore her body and return to her former life, especially since it means taking a trip to the human world himself. Number 9. Zettai Karen Children, the unlimited Kyosuke Haobu.
あいつの仕業なのか
This anime has a very long name, however, it just lasts 12 episodes. As the title says, the main character is Kyosuke Haobu. He is the leader of Pandra, and his entire team was killed by his superior, so he felt betrayed. Kyosuke Haobu is an Esper who was betrayed many years ago, and is now one of the most powerful Espers, and also a fugitive. However, behind that glare lies a kind heart. His main mission is to save Espers who are mistreated by humans, even if that be by force. Through his methods, he has saved many Espers' lives and gained the loyalty of those he saves. The name of his group is Pandra. This is one of the best anime I've ever seen. It's full of action, and sometimes it can give you suspense, but the thing I liked about it maybe the most is a message I think found in this show. It doesn't matter what you are, what you believe in, or what you think is wrong or right. Everyone should have the same right to live as an ordinary person. Number 8. World Trigger. When a gate to another world suddenly opens on Earth, Mikado City is invaded by strange creatures known as neighbors. Malicious beings impervious to traditional weaponry. In response to their arrival, an organization called the Border Defense Agency has been established to combat the neighbor menace through special weapons called triggers. Even though several years have passed after the gate first opened, neighbors are still a threat and members of the border remain on guard to ensure the safety of the planet. Despite this delicate situation, members in training, such as Osamu Mikumo, are not permitted to use their triggers outside of headquarters. But when the mysterious new student in his class is dragged into a forbidden area by bullies, they are attacked by neighbors, and Osamu has no choice but to do what he believes is right. Much to his surprise, however, the transfer student Yuma Kuga makes short work of the aliens, revealing that he is a humanoid neighbor in disguise. Number 7. The God of High School. Just when you thought that your favorite anime had come to the top of your list and it's gonna stay for a long time, when you conceived that your life would not be enlightened again by an artwork of such caliber, God of High School soon came knocking on everyone's door. What am I saying knocking? Breaking down the door and establishing themselves as the best anime ever. The God of High School tournament has begun, seeking out the greatest fighter among Korean high school students. All martial arts styles, weapons, means, and methods of attaining victory are permitted. The prize? One wish for anything desired by the winner. Taekwondo expert Jin Morai is invited to participate in the competition. There he befriends karate specialist Han Dai-wee and swordsman Yu Mira, who both have entered for their own personal reasons. Morai knows that no opponent will be the same and that the matches will be the most ruthless he has ever fought in his life. But instead of being worried, this prospect excites him beyond belief. A secret lies beneath the facade of a transparent test of combat prowess the tournament claims to be, one that has Korean political candidate Park Moo-jin watching every fight with expectant and hungry eyes. Morai, Daiwi, and Mi-ra are about to discover what it really means to become the god of high school. Number 6. The King's Avatar. The gamer god Yi Zhu was forced to retire out of politics. Calling it as forced retirement may be the wrong term, as he was offered a position as a training partner for the main team which he has been booted out of. That means he still gets to work, but just in the background. He was also not in the position to negotiate the deal, as it's implied that having him resign is a better course of action than to quit and have his contract bite him. Yi Zhu spent most of his days playing games and winning for his team. It's also implied that he supported his fellow gamers who are no longer in the competitive scene financially. It's difficult to get a formal job if you placed an esports gamer in your resume while approaching the prime. That's a reality that these athletes face. Yi Zhu, the god of fighting, is the only one you will most likely remember among all characters. The show did not spare any opportunity it could to put this character up to a pedestal. He has everything: skills, looks, and infamy in the game of glory. Little to no character development, just like the other characters in the story. Number 5. Project K. K, or Project K, tells the tale of Isana Yashiro, a high school boy thought to be one of the 7 kings, and how he gets mixed up in the world of the different clans under a false accusation of murder. It's truly an interesting story and a lovely tale, one that I would recommend watching to everyone. At its core, K is a story about finding the identity of a murderer and its implications in an ongoing war between superpowered clans. Elements of sci-fi, fantasy, and mystery are combined to make for a very appealing package. In my opinion, the first few episodes don't really explain that much, but they leave enough questions unanswered to make you keep coming back for more. I suppose it may be to give the viewer the same feeling that the protagonist, Yashiro, would get from having his daily life changed so suddenly. However, the story really picks up in the latter half, and overall was really very exciting to watch. Number 4. Wise Man's Grandchild. The anime begins with a glimpse of a seemingly average young man leaving work. He then suddenly gets into a car accident, but instead of dying, we see him reborn in a parallel universe, on another version of Earth, where some people possess magical powers. In my opinion, this beginning gives so much room for possible storylines that could happen, so during the first episode, I paid attention to the small details about the world in case it matters in the future. To continue the plot, the boy who was mentioned in the rebirth process is called Shin Wolford. He gets reborn in the other world as a baby of a couple that has been attacked by a demon. But he survived and was found by Merlin Wolford, a famous hero in the Earlshire Kingdom, the place where Shin was found, who then decides to take him in and raise him along with the help of Melita Bowen, Merlin's partner in crime, a very powerful witch. Number 3. Plunderer. Plunderer is set in a post-apocalyptic fictional universe ruled by numbers. The worth of each individual is measured by a special feature called Count that is marked somewhere on their bodies, which defines the important aspects of their lives in a number format. The real danger that the people of this realm face is when the count drops to 0. When this happens, the person will be dragged into the abyss below, which results in death. The protagonist, Hina, has a count which represents how many kilometers she has walked. When her mother gets dragged into the abyss, as per her mother's final wish, she sets off in search of the legendary Ace. Hina's relentless journey takes her down an unexpected path when she meets a peculiar masked knight who goes by the name of Licht Bach. The oddest thing about him besides the mask is the fact that his count shows a negative number. Plunderer has an intriguing concept with the introduction of a dystopian world and where your life is measured by numbers in a quite literal way. Plunderer will capture your attention pretty much because of the unique world it attempts to build, such as the concept of the count, which forms the base of this anime's universe. Number 2. Hagure Yusha no Aesthetica. When we watch anime that contain highly overpowered main characters, then sometimes it really ruins the story, right? Like there's absolutely no challenge factor for the main character, and there's no tension for the reader. But depending on how this powerful main character is executed, it can sometimes turn into a very enjoyable and exciting series. Well, here is one of the very few series that is exactly like that. Hagure Yusha no Aesthetica revolves around Asawa Akatsuki, a so-called rogue hero, who has come to his own world after defeating the Demon Lord from the fantastical world of Alizard. With him, he has brought back the Demon Lord's daughter, Miyu, and has decided to let her live with him in the peaceful human world. In the human world is an international organization called Babel, who protect people from returning to their own world. While Akatsuki and his friends try all that they can to conceal Miyu's identity, they are found out. Akatsuki decides then to protect Miyu from the approaching dangers in order for her to live a happy life. Number 1. The Misfit of Demon King Academy.
インガル安心しろ根源が消滅しない限り本当の意味で死ぬことはない
The series takes place in a Demon King Academy, which identifies and grooms their students in search of the one who could be the reincarnation of the ruthless Demon King from 2,000 years ago. The main storyline is based on a Demon King who was a worshipped tyrant and wiped out many gods and men alike over the years. He was reincarnated 2,000 years later. This brings us up to speed to where the story takes place. Anos arrives at the academy and is disappointed to see that his descendants' magic power seems to be very feeble and inexperienced. Throughout the first episode, he exhibits his unparalleled powers, which give us, the viewers, undeniable proof that he is indeed the reincarnation of the great Demon King. The Misfit of Demon King's Academy is off to a good start with a straightforward story, a compelling protagonist, and some spectacular animation that we witness in the demon effects throughout the episodes.